Okay, so now we're gonna interview the CFO of a company in Venezuela. So give us a background of yourself and the company.
I've been working since 2007 lately in a company which basically is meant to be a sales company and service giver. We basically work to the oil industry in Venezuela, which is the main company and main activity we have in my country.
Okay. and, and how important are the connections within your business?
They are pretty important. We I might say that connections for every business is really important. Besides, of course, quality in your service and products, but I have to be real and say in Venezuela, connections are really important to make business. They are about a 60% important in the whole business.
Okay. Can you give us an example of how it could be it's important?
Well, it's basically about public relationships. It's basically about keeping in touch with um, meaningful people in the area to fulfill business. Because sometimes I might say that if you kind of insist in talking or visiting or having a higher quality in touching some people, you can fulfill business because of PR,
Yeah.
public relationship.
Um, can you talk to us a little bit about negotiations and how long do they usually last?
Negotiations in Venezuela usually take long. I don't really have much experience of working out of Venezuela, but as far as I know, business in Venezuela could take 2 or 3 years to you know to complete. And of course, once you get in the road, once you have a relationship with important people and connected people and people who are where they can just make decisions and take decisions and make you uh, concrete some businesses, it will kind of keep on going. But starting a business or making a specific business going on really takes a little time, at least a year and a half, 2 years, depending on how big it is.
Okay. And what about business meetings? Who attend these meetings?
We basically have different levels, or maybe depending on how big the business is, how good or important in terms of amount of money or time to contract in time. Uh, we basically have salespeople, uh, um medium managers, and of course the CEO and CFO level, which is the highest. Depending on what the business is, salespeople uh, bring some opportunities to the company, and depending on what to do or who has got to make the decisions, business conference or meetings will go on with different levels. It all depends. Sometimes, depending on relationships, businesses are brought to the company by the CEO or the CFO.
Okay. Um, and what perceptions do you get from the business meetings? For example, if they send a person from a lower rank for the meeting, would you think different? Does it make any difference?
Yeah, of course. If you send a lower rank to a meeting which is meant to be a higher rank, it could be understood like you don't want to do business or you're not taking care of it. I mean, not at least as much as they wanted to. You are supposed to send lower rank people to lower rank people in the other side. You frequently have people from the same status to say something, or um, decision making as by the same level. So you don't bring a general manager to talk to someone who's just receiving products in a warehouse. It all depends on what the meeting is meant to.
Of course. Is there any cheat chat before getting into like real?
Always,
Yeah.
there's always chit chat. It's part of breaking the glass and getting into a comfortable area, gaining some confidence on on the moment you're talking to someone. If especially if you're just meeting them, you always, or at least this is something we try to perform. You always try to get into a comfort area with the other part of the meeting, so you feel better talking about something else, and then you approach to the special point you're looking for.
Okay. Also in the U.S., it's not common to hire family members. Is it the same in Venezuela?
Venezuela is really common to have family members in companies. Um, most companies in Venezuela begin like a family style company, and then when they get to it, or they grow enough to, then they become or adapt a corporate uh, behavior, to say it somehow, no? But well, basically in our company, we would say we have started like a family company. We keep like a family company. We have a side business side or point of view, which is most our family's behavior. But we're trying to achieve or improve, evolve into a corporate that can keep with our family side of business, but that would be able to keep in time or uh, go beyond our family and stay in time because of procedures and best practices, applying data analysis, statistics, and all you need to keep in time and grow sustainably. Excuse my English, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Um, and also, how important is like decision making within like the family? For example, does your word count as much as your brother's word in the company?
Well, we all have tasks in the company. We all have decision areas, responsibilities, goals. Uh, we really respect others' positions, and that's why we have given every single person in the company responsibilities to run. And of course we have boards and we discuss some special decisions, but it's definitely each people, each company member responsibility to do what they have to, and that's their role.
Yeah. Can you talk to us a little bit about the contracts? How detailed do they have to be? Are the buyers always picky with the products and like delivery time?
Um, Contracts are really detailed. That's the way it should be. You don't want to be making corrections in a business development. We have in Venezuela many laws that kind of rule the way you do contracts, especially with public institute as our clients are. We have special laws that rule the way you contract, and those specifications are meant to be clear enough in contracts which are public, and we have to adopt. Uh, delivery times are always um, most of the times is not as good as we want to, because there are so many paperwork in Venezuela to fulfill in especially in important things. Remember, we do not in Venezuela we do not produce as much as we wanted, so most things are imported. And to import, there's so many licenses and paperwork you have to fulfill that makes it bureaucratic, and it always takes longer than what you expect to. But our customers understand that, and I think we have done very very good, and we are just doing our best to fulfill delivery times.
Okay. All right. That'd be it. Thank you.